Molly, really good producing, putting all of this together. I didn't get it until just now, but those stories go right along with what we're about to talk about. If someone from, let's say, 150, 200 years ago could see how fast we travel today, they'd be absolutely speechless. And there's a place about an hour up the road in Blanco dedicated to travel, but not in the manner you may be thinking. And that's where we're going in this week's Texas Outdoors.
We have so many people that'll drive by. I never knew this was here.
You wouldn't know it unless you slow down.
This is too cool.
Maybe to the speed these buggies used to go.
He got the itch when he was just a little boy, and then it grew.
This is the little boy, Dennis Moore, with his great-grandma.
People will contact him.
This is Dennis's daughter, Amanda Smith, who helps him run the Blanco Buggy Barn Museum.
It started off as just a passion, like a little hobby, a little passion, and then it just grew into a business.
There are now more than 200 buggies here. Everything from Conestoga wagons and prairie schooners.
You'd have to be upper class to have a nice buggy like this, wouldn't you?
Pretty much. Yes.
To wagons that took folks to town and even their final destination.
You really have to think about it. You had to be somebody to be buried in this one.
Well, yeah, they'd just throw you in the back of a wagon.
Yeah.
It gives you a good look at the evolution of transportation during a very specific point in time. Most of the buggies here have been restored to the splendor of the 1800s. So much so, when Hollywood needs a wagon,
There Will Be Blood with Daniel Day-Lewis, the remake of True Grit, Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter, then Underground.
that's just a few of the movies they've worked.
Magical.
They have 30 on a movie set in Oklahoma right now. And they're actually hoping to bring Hollywood to Blanco. They've built a full-size Old West town in back of the museum, complete with a general store, a saloon, and of course a church. One of the big shots here is Pistol Packin' Paula.
What do you do with the guns?
I tore one.
That is a bit of an understatement. Paula Slatnick is the only woman to ever win the World Gun Twirling Championship. She did it twice. So I thought, maybe she could teach me a thing or two.
All you're going to do is let the gun do all the work, okay? And then flip it.
My hand went
The
right
hand
in there.
there.
Did you see that?
It's a lot tougher than it looks.
I could do this.
But if you keep working at it,
Barrel. There you go.
See, I
You're a
just
quick
dropped
learner.
it down a little lower.
then Paula got out her whips. It's all part of the show she puts on. Of course, I wanted to learn that too. But after a little while, I figured, there are some things that are just better left to the pros.
That was like right here.
Yeah, it was right there. I saw it.
Well, I hit myself in the back one time with the whip. Man, did that sting. The Buggy Barn Museum is just on the north end of Blanco. It's just, 45 minutes up the road. It's a fascinating day trip, really a great place to take your kids. It'd be a good history lesson for them, too. We'll put a link to their website in the story on kens5.com. So send us some more suggestions. B. Davis, kens5.com. Hit me up on the Kens5 Facebook page or Twitter, and come on an adventure with me into the great Texas outdoors. Have any of you guys been up there?
No.
I want to go. I'm glad that you didn't show up to work with a big mark on your face from that whip.
Man, I'm telling you, the time when I cracked it, and it literally popped right here, and I thought, it's all fun and games till someone loses an eye. And I didn't want it to be me.
Yeah, and Paula, don't mess with Paula. Man.
Yeah,
She's
she is.
incredible.
That was pretty impressive,
Feisty.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Reminded me of
very-
that scene in Tombstone, with Doc Holliday and Johnny Ringo.
Yeah.
Audrey,
Yeah.
he gets to do the coolest stuff, right?
He does. We got to go along with him one day.
All right, next week, Barry.